Hello everyone, welcome back to PyDiscussions. Today we'll be discussing about what does asterisk mean in function definition. Before that, I want to give you little introduction about positional and keyword arguments. Let's get in. For suppose we have a utility function called getFileName, which will take file path as an argument and with extension as another argument. And what it will return is, it will return file name along with extension if the user wants it. Otherwise, it will only return file name. Okay. Here we can see the file path as a positional argument and the with extension as a keyword argument. What does that mean? You can say the positional argument are the arguments that are defined by the name, and keyword arguments are the arguments that are defined by the key and a value. You can see that key is with extension and they will have a default value when you have keyword arguments. Here in this case, actually true is the default value. So this is called as a keyword arguments, the with extension, because they have a default value. Okay. And you can see here the first path, which is called as a positional arguments. Okay. Let's see how you can call this function. There are multiple ways you can call this function. You can call this function by leaving out the optional argument, which is my keyword argument with extension. Okay. You can call it like this: get file name and sample path. That's it. And there is another way. The second way, you can call it as sample path and false. You can still pass it like this. Okay. And the third way you can call it is like the file path equal to, you can mention the argument name while calling. The advantage of passing the argument name is that you can swap out the arguments. Actually, you can see actually the order is not necessary. In the second function, you can first specify it as a with extension equal to false and file path equal to sample path. This will allow us flexibility because we don't have to remember the order, because positional arguments has to be passed in a certain order. The keyword arguments doesn't require any kind of order. Actually, you can pass it with extension in the first place and the file path in the second place also, but you cannot pass the same when you are using the positional arguments. Let's get in where that asterisk will come into it. Before that, I want to show you execution of these four functions. Here is the execution of the function. You can see this one will get an output of main.py because the default argument is that with extension, which is okay. I have got the file name with extension. The second and all other remaining the functions will just pass me a main as an output because I don't require the extension here. That's what I am specifying. Okay, let's try to understand what does asterisk mean in function definition, like between actually where we put asterisk between positional argument and the keyword argument. Why we require that? The asterisk allow you to separate positional and keyword arguments. What does that mean? It means we are indicating that's the end of positional arguments and after that keyword arguments will follow. Okay, let's take an example to understand this one. For suppose we have an example earlier where we are saying that get file name and passing the arguments are sample path and false as an another argument, which works fine. Okay, it will give you the file name main as my file name. Okay, but here we are calling the keyword argument as an positional arguments false. Okay, but we want to force the caller, the person who is calling this function, to only use the keyword arguments in this case, not something like positional arguments false. Okay, then we can say asterisk in between those, and we are saying that it is the end of positional arguments and whatever follows after the asterisk, you have to provide me a keyword, okay, named argument, not something like this one. Okay, this doesn't work anymore. You can see here, if I run this one now, it will complain about get file name takes only one positional argument, which is absolutely correct. Actually, we have only one positional arguments before the asterisk and one keyword arguments after the asterisk. Okay, so now we have to pass named our keyword argument to this one. Okay, with extension. Now this will work fine. Okay, this is the use case for asterisk in a function definition. But why do we require this one? Imagine in a larger code base, you come after a 5 months or 6 months, okay, and you check this function actually get file name and you don't know what is the sample path. In this case, it is easy to understand by naming convention, but there are some functions you cannot understand actually what does the argument mean. Okay, you have to take help of editor support, like highlighting this function, what is that function name the argument means. Okay, or you have to take help from going to the function definition and you have to check those files. Okay, or else you can force the end user to pass only the keyword argument so that it will help me in the future. Okay, rather than putting asterisk here, I can also put asterisk in front. Okay, now this function no longer accept positional arguments. You have to pass me keyword arguments only. See, get file name text 0 positional arguments. You have to call this function only by keyword arguments. We are forcing this one to get file name. See, the code looks cleaner for now actually. So even if you come back after 13 to year after a year, actually you can still remember, actually you can still get it actually what the function is doing. It is taking the file name as an argument and the with extension is another argument, which is good way, I think. Okay, this is the one major advantages, but you have to remember one thing. Okay, there are one code snippet which I can show you. The sum, for suppose, is a function and which will take 2 arguments, and you cannot provide asterisk here. Okay, it will complain because the asterisk won't take here because there is no keyword arguments after. Okay, you cannot leave it like this. You have to pass some keyword, option equal to false or something like that. Okay, now this will work actually. You can write the condition inside the function body, whatever you want. Okay, but this will work. This won't work because there is no keyword arguments to follow. We can use the asterisk only if there are keyword arguments to follow after position. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.